It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. Just to
So last year, I was in the market for a new car because my old one was dead, basically. And when I was looking at cars, I had decided that if I could, I would, get a luxury car. Which I did. I ended up getting a luxury car. It's on the lower end of luxury cars, but it's still a luxury car. Acura is a good brand. Plus, I had a Honda, which I love Hondas. And for those of you who know absolutely nothing about cars, because I'm not a car expert, Honda does make Acura. It's their higher lineup of cars. Just like Lexus is to Toyota and Lincoln is to Ford and so on. All these car companies, they have their higher end cars and they put it under a different brand. But anyways, one type of car that I actually looked at quite a bit was Audi. Because Audi makes great cars. But apparently, they have terrible advertisement campaigns. So before I continue on with the video, if you are in the market to buy a new car and you are considering Audi, don't take the criticisms that I'm about to make in account when you're making your purchase. Because my beef with Audi has nothing to do with the cars. I've never had a beef with Audi until I saw their Super Bowl commercial, which is what this is about. Now, I actually saw the Super Bowl commercial before the Super Bowl. I was on YouTube and I forget whose video I was watching, but the advertisement actually came up on YouTube, before the video started. And when I saw this commercial, I didn't know it was going to be on the Super Bowl. So I was like, well, I'm going to try to jump on this as soon as I create my channel. And turns out it was on the Super Bowl. So now other YouTubers have commentated on it. So I am going to put the link to Andy Worski and a bit of Brits videos. I know that they have done them. And those are two channels that I do watch. Now, I will say I have not watched their videos myself. And the reason why I would recommend videos to you without me seeing them first is because, one, I do watch pretty much all their content. And I agree with 90% of what they say. And I think they're good channels. And I don't think they're going to steer anybody in the wrong way. And even if they do say something that I disagree with, that's what this is all about. Different perspectives. The other reason why I haven't watched them myself, and I would recommend that you do, is because I didn't want to going into this video, being that this was a video that I was planning on making in the first place, I didn't want to go into it hearing anybody else's perspective on it. I wanted to give 100% my pure, just not influenced by what anybody else has said. Because I had a lot that I wanted to say about this commercial when I first saw it, before I knew it was on the Super Bowl. So, the problem that I got with this advertisement, if you haven't seen it, it's Audi. And it's like one of those real, like, they give it like an epic kind of feel to the advertisement, you know, and it's basically saying, you know, when my daughter grows up, am I going to be able to tell her that she is worth something? Or am I going to have to tell her that a man is always going to be worth more than her? That's not the exact statement. In fact, there's like multiple statements, but they all have that general idea. And then at the end, Audi is saying that they believe in equality and that women should make as much as men. And I think it's a very terrible commercial. Well, the commercial itself isn't terrible, but the message is. Now, I am an egalitarian. I do believe in equal rights. But the problem that I have with this commercial is that it's addressing a problem that no longer exists. Now, I'm not going to go into how the wage gap doesn't exist, because you can find tens of thousands of videos already that perfectly explain it. Milo Yiannopoulos has explained it. Both channels I mentioned before have explained it, along with a whole plethora of other channels that have explained it. That the wage gap just simply doesn't exist. Because men and women make different career choices. So if you're taking the whole of all men and all women, and then you come to the conclusion that that women make 77 cents on the dollar, it's inaccurate. You have to take a look at a specific profession and a specific company and see what they're paying their men and women. And then if you still come to 77 cents on the dollar, then yeah, there's a wage gap. But the numbers that we currently have aren't based off of that. They're based off of men and women as a whole. And statistically, you have more women who are stay-at-home moms, housewives, because America is making a transition. But with every generation, more and more women are working. So even that quote-unquote wage gap of all men and all women will eventually be gone. But because you still have, women who have zero income and because they're stay-at-home moms or housewives, and you don't have quite as many men doing that. Men have typically been the breadwinners. And like I said, it's going through a transition. That's why you have the wage gap as far as all men and all women. But I could tell you right now, my job, when a man and a woman start, they make the same amount of money. And if there is a difference, it's a 50-cent difference. And it's not based off of gender. It's based off of education. Now, of course, with experience, you may be able to get even more than that. But that's with experience, not gender. Not simply because you have a penis. I had a coworker. She no longer works with the company, but she used to need rides, and when I could give her a ride, I would give it to her. And we would talk, and I found out that she started out making more than me, and I wasn't mad about it. I certainly didn't say it's because of gender, but it was because she had a degree, and I didn't. I think that's fair. And when you work, depending on how you perform, you get raises. But it's dependent on how you perform, not on whether or not you have the ability to push a baby out of your uterus. You know, the capability. Because in order to do that, you have to have a uterus in the first place. But when you're trying to address a problem that does not exist, it just makes you look like you're being self-righteous. That's like if I came out and I said, subscribe to my channel because I think African Americans should have the right to vote. Please subscribe. African Americans do have the right to vote already. So it just makes me look like I'm self-righteous, like I'm standing on my soapbox and doing whatever I can for people to hear me. And that's what Audi is doing. It sounds good. We believe in equality. But you're addressing a non-issue. If you really believe in equality, why are you not addressing an actual issue? Audi makes great cars. Why can't that just be their advertisement? But anyways, that's just my thoughts on this whole Audi thing. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because I still haven't verified my account. But I will be doing that hopefully later today. That way I can start uploading videos that are over 15 minutes. But I didn't feel that this one would take that much time. But I'm running close here. So feel free to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, feel free to check me out in the future. Later.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was